Good morning, dear children. Now you are in 7th standard, right? So, we can start our history class. We are starting with the chapter number 2, New Kings and Kingdoms. I hope all of you are ready to start with our class. Before starting our chapter, we can recall our memory. Here we can see dynasty, kingdom, and empire. What is a dynasty? A dynasty means a family of rulers who ruled over a country for a long period of time. And kingdom, any country which is ruled by a monarch, that can be a king or a queen, it is considered to be a kingdom. And empire, an empire can be said as a large kingdom. It is traditionally larger than a kingdom and may consist of many different regions and nations under its control. These regions and nations may be far away from the head of kingdom, that is its capital. For example, the British ruled England, Scotland, India, and so on. So let's move to the topic number 1, that is emergence of new dynasties. Many influential people claimed their authority became as kings and kingdoms and all. So this is our topic number 1, emergence of new dynasties. Let's look at what is an emergence of new dynasty, how the dynasty became power, and what were the influentials of people that is claimed to the authority, and so on. These are the topics that we are discussing in this chapter or in this session. First of all, we can check out who were Samantas and why these peoples are called as Samantas. Samantas are the big landlords or warriors, and they were the subordinates of the king. Samantas were a helping hand of the king, and they have to bring gift for their kings. And also, they provided military support for the king. And through these all, the Samantas gained power and wealth. So, these practices or these helping mentality of these peoples, those who are called Samantas, they gained a lot of power and wealth through these practices. And also, they themselves declared as Mahasamantas because they were the powerest peoples within that kingdom. The next is the new kingdoms or new kings and dynasties. How the new kings and dynasties were formed and all. Mainly, there were three types of dynasties and kings in that kingdom. That is Dandi Durga, Kadamba, and Gurjara Pratihara. Dandi Durga means Dandi Durga is a type of Samantas of Chalukyas that was situated in Karnataka, and they were overthrown as Chalukya overlord. That is, they called or they performed a ritual called Hiranyagarbha. That is, Hiranyagarbha is a ritual that is performed in Karnataka or in Deccan. That is known as the Hiranyagarbha is known as the golden womb. They practiced that ritual to become a Kshatriya. Then only they can be a king. The next is Kadamba or Gurjara Pratihara, that is in Karnataka and in Rajasthan. These both Kadamba and these Gurjara Pratihara, both of these were Brahmins. The peoples were Brahmins who were enterprising families who took to arms to establish their kingdoms. Dandidurga was the ruler of Rashtrakuta dynasty, and Mauri Sharman was a ruler of Kadamba dynasty, and Harichandra was a ruler of Gurjara Pratihara dynasty. In this given map, you can see the Gurjara Pratihara dynasty, the Rashtrakuta dynasty, and the Kadamba dynasty. Rashtrakuta dynasty is earlier ruled by Chalukyas, that is, attacked by the Rashtrakuta dynasties, and they conquered that area. That is Rashtrakuta dynasty. Here we can see that, and the Gurjara Pratihara dynasty, that is in Rajasthan, and the Kadamba dynasty, that is in Karnataka. Rashtrakuta dynasty, you can see the center of India, that is Deccan Plateau place. So these were the three dynasties. Now let's move to the second topic, that is administration in the kingdoms, how the administration took place in these different kinds of kingdoms. The administration of the kingdoms or the dynasties are done by the kings, and they gave themselves as high sounding titles, that is, they declared themselves as Maharaja, Adiraja, and Tribhuvana. In spite of all this, the kings shared their power with Samantas with the help of peasants, brahmanas, and traders. Not only that, the king collected taxes from all the producers, that is, peasants, artists, and cattle keepers. So, the administration process of these kings were helped by the samandas and the producers or the poor peasants in that dynasties. So, the administration process is shared between these samandas with the king. That is, the king themselves called as, or the kings themselves declared as Maharaja Adiraja. Now there is a question, why were the taxes collected by the king? The kings collected the taxes to attain the salary or maintain the salary of the soldiers, that is wage wars, and finance their establishment to constructive massive structures like fort, temples, and palaces. So these all were maintained by these taxes, so that the taxes is collected by these kings. This is a small portion of this chapter, New Kings and Kingdom. Listen the class carefully, and if there is any doubts you can ask me. So children, we can continue it in next section. Thank you children.